Now for a limited time, the new $1.99 crispy tender wraps are here at Sonic. Who could deny a crispy chicken tender with bold flavors like hickory barbecue and cheesy Baja? And we can't forget the crisp lettuce and melty cheese to make the perfect bite. Wrap yourself up with some TLC, tender, love, and chicken for only $1.99. Sonic $1.99 crispy tender wraps. Tax not included, limited time only at participating Sonic drive-ins.
It's more fun to be there live to see the Memphis Grizzlies hit the court all season long. From the electricity in FedEx Forum to the highlight reel plays, there's nothing quite like Grizzlies basketball. As the official marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies, Ticketmaster gets you in with a huge selection of seats. So get off the couch and into the stands while you still can. Score tickets today at Ticketmaster.com. That's Ticketmaster.com.
Anticipate each challenge. Make a quick response. Capitalize on every opportunity. And win. Greatness won't wait. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by January 12th. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account and be entered into our Grizzmas drawing. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Don't Worry, Be Fluffy World Tour.
The minute you get into a brand new relationship, like magic, you know who really notices just how happy you are, guys? Other women, not your woman. Look how happy he is. I bet I can change that.
Friday, May 10th, FedEx Forum. Get your tickets now at fluffyguy.com. Don't miss a Memphis Don't Worry, Be Fluffy World Tour.
Students, get back to the grind and cheer on your Memphis Grizzlies at FedEx Forum. Don't miss out on our exclusive student ticket program presented by Big River Steel. Get affordable tickets for all the major showdowns, including matchups against the Lakers, Warriors, Nuggets, Celtics, and more. Sign up today to get alerts about this exclusive deal at grizzlies.com/students. LifeCare Ambulance is proud to be an official partner of the Memphis Grizzlies and FedEx Forum. At LifeCare, they wear their hearts with pride. Their passion is their people. They want you to love what you do and where you do it. Their employee-driven culture encourages a healthy work-life balance and supportive work environment. They invest in your success and well-being so that you can provide the best care for the patients that they serve. Join the incredible team of EMTs and paramedics in Memphis, Nashville, and across the nation today. Learn more at lifecareamb.com.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. That's why we're looking for team members to help us reshape the steel industry for a more sustainable tomorrow. Our edge starts with you at www.bigriversteel.com/join to join our team. That's www.bigriversteel.com/join to join our team.
Gasol with 4 seconds for the win. Yes!
Mark is one of the more competitive people you'll meet.
He ain't losing. Their willingness to go out and try to compete every day, not just wait for a game, not wait for a regular season game, not wait for a playoff game, but every day is what made Mark special.
He was a big part of that identity, right? And a big part of that's why the team was so successful, because they had that anchor in him.
The Grizzlies, to this day, wouldn't be the Grizzlies without the contribution of Marc Gasol.
Did I invent this? Low-key?
Did you?
I spent years calling my ex-producer Cowboy Carson, and now Beyonce. She decides she wants to dabble in country, in the genre. Now she's calling her album Cowboy Carter.
When she's doing her next concert, and she says, hey, my new album's about to come out, Cowboy Carter.
Inspired by the Gary Parrish Show.
Shout out GP in Memphis.
The Gary Parrish Show, live weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Live from downtown Memphis, this is the Chris Vernon Show, presented by Caesars Sportsbook on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Chris Vernon.
GrindCityMedia.com. It's Chris Vernon Show. Welcome. It's a Thursday, April 4th, 2024 edition of the show. Today on the show, man, did we get more than we bargained for last night when the Grizzlies took on the Milwaukee Algonquin for the Goodland Bucks in Milwaukee. Wildly entertaining game that had some very special performances. An early April surprise, no less. Grizzlies off today, then they're going to have a home back-to-back Friday and Saturday, including the Marc Gasol retirement, jersey retirement. We will get to all the news and notes of the day. A lot of college basketball stuff. We got some football notes to get to. We'll play fill in the blank sucker. Let's do it. Turn it up. Hope everybody's having a good day. All right, we got a bunch of stuff to get to, and I guess I was slightly hopeful that maybe we'd be able to talk about the Grizzlies playing against the Milwaukee Bucks last night, but I didn't have my hopes up too high. I said slightly hopeful. Yeah. But man, oh man, did we get more than we bargained for last night. Devin Walker will be here in a little bit. He was, of course, there in the arena last night, and Grizzlies are going to have tonight off, and then they will have games on Friday and Saturday at FedEx Forum. Bunch of stuff to get to. Before I get to anything, I welcome John Roser to the show. Who's Johnny? He said, it's fun in a special way. Johnny, he said, John Roser, a.k.a. the Cologne Ranger, the Body Spray Bandit, Senior Sack, a.k.a. Johnny Backbone, Johnny Bearcat, the Grim Roser, John Asparagus, Johnny Netcorb. This is your new Yogi Roser.
I had to go with something on the fly there. Set the tone with a vibe check loop.
111 to 101.
By the way, on your I printed the game book. I've not printed the game book for you in a while because there really hasn't been any reason to, but I thought you may want the game book. I'm letting you know those stats that I wrote on there. That is Brandon Clarke, his last 3 games. That's what those stats are that I have on there.
So, last night was a night for extreme positivity.
We own the Bucks.
The reason we own the Bucks is because of one man. And that man is Taylor Jenkins, who was an assistant for the Milwaukee Bucks. You know, you have found this to be true in many cases throughout sports. And nobody knows what you're trying to do against Giannis Antetokounmpo. And now, honestly, most of these other guys, but the trick is Giannis and Brook, right? And so how do you want to attack this both on offense and on defense? And they have had a very, very high success rate against the Milwaukee Bucks. And I do think that is a huge part of it. I think his game plans against the Bucks, because of the same personnel of which he was around every single day, matters. also, more importantly, last night they were without guys, right? They don't have Patrick Beverley, which is a smaller deal, but a big deal for that game. If they would have Patrick Beverley, maybe you don't have Giannis Antetokounmpo starting so many offensive possessions on the other, or Pat Connaughton or whoever was going to be doing it. Most importantly, Lillard. They've been horrible without Lillard this year. I think they're now 1-7, something like that, without Lillard this year. I mean, they're bad without Lillard. And then, of course, they didn't have Chris Middleton either, right? So not going to draw too terribly much. We are Grizz killers. We are the Bucks killers. And they didn't have their guys, okay?
And look, it's been a tough season. Give us something. We want to say we own the Bucks. We get to say we own the Bucks.
We do. And who gets to cry about not having guys?
Right.
Who gets to cry about not having guys? You ever heard of a Jordan Goodwin? Obviously you hadn't, because you weren't boxing him out. Because this joker grabs 10 rebounds every game now.
3 dimes from a triple-double. 3 dimes away.
So here's what I know. I know that last night was filled with extreme positive feeling afterwards. And 2 very important reasons. The first of which, we're going to set aside, look, 1A is, of course, you beat the Bucks. But the 2 massive reasons for extreme positivity are the following. Jaren Jackson Jr. has evolved even as this season has gone on, and there's just no way that while I have had this overwhelming feeling, I was listening a couple weeks ago, somebody was ranking their, future rankings for the NBA, and it's like the Grizzlies don't exist or are not young anymore, and you've had this great reset that has taken place to where now they are going to go back into next season with low expectations. We went from no expectations to some expectations to extremely high expectations, and we didn't like the way it felt. It was uncomfortable. And now you get the great reset where it's like now you get to actually be underdogs again because everybody has forgotten about you. And you can say, no, they haven't. Yeah, they have. Go look at anybody doing their, who would you want to have for the next 5 years? They're not on those lists. It's like Wembanyama, it's Anthony Edwards, it's Gilgeous-Alexander. It's everything hot now.
Yeah.
Because time moves fast, and so it's, you're not
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah, and you're not the thing anymore, and people have forgotten that these 3 guys are young. And all I'm thinking last night when I'm watching, I'm like, bro, that is your 3rd best player? Because if that's your 3rd best player, maybe he's your 2nd best player, right? But if you're talking about if you get Morant stays on the straight and narrow, and he's back for the season, and you've got Desmond Bane, who was a 25-point-per-game scorer before he went out, and then this new improved version of Jaren Jackson Jr., which is an isolation menace. And guess who gets all kinds of isolation looks when those 2 guys are around? And if he can score at will, and he's added this much more to his bag, as they say, he's crossing people over, he's stepping back, his drives to the basket, he has been a drop coverage demolisher.
Yeah.
Demolisher. I mean, Brook Lopez wanted to fly home, back to California at halftime, I'm sure. Enough with this. This sucks. And you could say they had guys out last night. The 2 guys most important towards dealing with Jaren Jackson Jr. are Giannis and Brook Lopez. So even if you want to say they had guys out last night, how does that affect what Jaren's doing?
And he cooked.
Oh, my God, he was unbelievable. It's 2 in a row where he had 40 and then he had the 35 last night. He was unbelievable. The second thing, and this one, so the whole Jaren thing and how he has had to carry the load and all of this stuff as having to be the best player on the team is going to reap massive, massive benefits for him. The attention that he has gotten, the ability to deal with all manner of different defenses, the ability to work on the perimeter and in the post, all of this stuff is going to pay off. The game is going to feel so easy to him when you've got your other guys.
Yes.
You know it feels that much easier just when Bane is in. But when you've got the rest of your guys, this is now a different guy that you're dealing with here. He has grown into something different scoring-wise that you can see on a regular basis. The second thing, and this is even reason in my estimation for more positivity, because the Jaren thing has been a slow build the entire year. This has been the best of the best, but he has been outstanding all year long and has been incredibly durable as well. The second thing, and this is even more important, is I cannot believe how good Brandon Clarke has looked. I was one that privately thought, I was always hopeful that he would able to come back, but I was also very cautious in what my expectations were of what he was going to be able to be coming back. He is a guy that in so many ways you felt like his game was based on this athleticism that he had that makes him special. And is he going to be able to have elite athleticism and do the things that he was able to do prior to, right? Because if that athleticism were to be knocked down, not one peg, but several pegs, now you've got a different player on your hand than the one that you last saw a year ago. And so you don't know. You don't know what a guy's going to look like coming back from an Achilles, especially when, like, there are a lot of examples of guys being able to come back from Achilles, right? Not the least of which is Kobe Bryant. We've seen Kevin Durant regain his status as one of the best players in the world. But, like, I come from an era where, you know, it was like the Antonio McDyess's and then Wes Matthews, and it's like, yeah, there's no question that their career was altered in a huge way after they came back from said injury. And we have seen it in all manner of sports, but most importantly, basketball. And then when you have a guy whose game you felt was extra predicated on athleticism, it's a scary injury to get. Bro, I cannot give Brandon Clarke more praise for the insanely diligent rehab that he had to have done to look like what he looks like right now immediately. It is crazy to me that he looks as good as he has coming back after a year off. A year off of playing basketball and coming back from a torn Achilles, which has altered many a career in the past. And I don't know if it's because of the diligent rehab. I guess everyone is going to react differently. And the other thing is, and I got to be honest, he's better at basketball than we probably gave credit for. Like all the stuff that is not his head being completely above the rim.
You do notice that because he's been gone so long and you bring him in off the bench and it's like, oh, wait, dude, Brandon Clarke's really good.
And he's better than your backup.
Yes.
He feasts. The other thing that is extreme positive, and it's not, you know, again, as I've always said, for any of you that have been listening for many years, awesome sample size defeats small sample size. And the awesome sample size is that the minutes in which Brandon Clarke and Jaren Jackson have shared the court together have been unbelievable.
I can't remember who tweeted it out last night. There's a play where they have a two-man game going, and it's like they pass to each other, I think, twice. Or it's like Jaren screens for Brandon. Brandon passes it to him. Jaren drives, kicks it. It's something. It ends up with Jaren scoring, and it's like, yo, that's just like real chemistry between those two. It is. Like, they're not just like teammates who like each other. They're real friends. Like, real friends.
Our buddy Sean.
This is it.
There you go.
Yeah, there's the screen. Slip it to Brandon. Back over to Jaren, and you get 2 points.
Our buddy Sean Coleman, hey, y'all, tweeted out, with BC and Jaren on the court so far, it is only 78 possessions, but they're a plus 15 net rating, which is in the 99th percentile, and a 100 defensive rating, which is in the 100th percentile. That's just in the very short amount of time that they have shared the court. But again, this guy is coming off a torn Achilles.
Right.
And they look awesome.
Defensively is one of the things that was underrated about Brandon, is because Brandon is a guy who can also, like Jaren can switch on anybody. Brandon can switch on anybody too.
He can, and the way he is moving and the way he is rebounding.
Yes.
And the way he's still getting to his spot on the court that he wants to get to. Again, drop coverage killer because of the little mini floater. Like, he is a guy that can stop short
and hit that.
And he also, and this is what, again, you don't see him for a year. So it's almost like you know, yes, you remember what this looks like, but in some ways it's like you're looking at a new player because you haven't watched him play basketball in so long. And it's like the things you forget that he does. He is always looking where the ball's coming off the rim. So he's a good rebounder. He has always been a good rebounder. The other thing is he does stuff awkwardly and quickly. So the shot is quick, right? Everything is a little like not it's a little atypical. Where he's shooting from on the court. There aren't a lot of guys that watch NBA games. There aren't a lot of guys that get to a spot 6 feet from the basket and hit like little push shots, and they do it just regularly. Or he's still got that, okay, you closed out on my push shot. Now I take a dribble, I hang in the air and finish this layup. Like, from 8 feet in, he is still this devastating weapon. And how many guys in the league are face up 8 feet and in basketball players? There's like, he's so awkward.
And the other thing too is you will see a guy come back from Achilles, and it's just a period of you don't trust it. Like, you don't trust, like, you've got to develop that trust back that this is going to be okay if I jump like this.
He's jumping everywhere.
He's jumping everywhere.
I know.
There is no adjustment period. He's just doing it.
And the way I say this is like, if you were, there's just so few guys that play like that, where it's almost like 8 feet and down. So it's like he comes and sets the screen, and then he might slip, and now he's 8 feet from the basket. And so he shoots his little shot. Or he just dives straight to the basket. But, like, typically your face-up players, like even Jaren, he is starting that 30 feet away from the basket.
Yes.
Like, Brandon doesn't start anything farther than 10 feet from the basket, and yet he somehow gets good shots.
And he's scoring double digits outside of the first game against the Lakers. It's what is it, 14, 6?
And he's never shooting jumpers.
And he's still blocking shots, too.
He shoots like, did he shoot a 3 last night? I don't even remember.
He might take a 1.
He took 1. Yeah, the guy takes 10 shots. And, like, if you look at his shot chart, they're, like, all in this
little dots in the little,
yes.
they're all dots in this one little area.
And you could probably do that for the entire season.
Yeah.
Most guys, it's a map where you could connect the dots. to their shots. You just never see him take these shots that are like, have you ever seen him take like a baseline jumper?
No.
You might see a corner three. You might see like an elbow extended three. But like, never really see a top of the key.
You see floaters and dunks.
You don't really see anything like beyond the free throw line. It's just like you would like have the weird line going up to there.
If he shoots from the free throw line, it's not a shot. He floats from the free throw line. He'll do a floater from there.
And what I'm saying is all that stuff still works.
It still does. We're never taking you for granted again, BC.
No, he jumps fast.
Yeah,
is the thing.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the height.
He's quick.
That he gets
quick off his feet.
He was, and that's what I was always worried about. Was like, man, this guy is an above the rim guy who finishes, this guy's gonna have more dunks made than shots he makes throughout the year. So what if we're not doing the dunk thing anymore?
Yeah.
And now you see him, and I think that also, and this can go down as another in the positivity chart is you see, I think like last night is a perfect example of how not just burying your team for the rest of the year and your fan base, honestly, for the rest of the year can reap massive reward because A, you get that positivity from last night. B, you get the Jaren Jackson getting all these reps as the primary ball handler and scorer is going to pay extreme dividends. Just is. And then the Brandon Clarke thing. And that it's not even a question now. And you're getting past all of those, what's he going to look like post-Achilles? How fearful is he going to be himself? Is he going to be a radically different player than what they once had? And answering all those questions and letting him get all of this out of his system, all while having huge success. It's not like he is coming back and struggled. And I would say virtually anybody, that's not like a superstar level talent. Like, okay, like I get it. Kobe Bryant came back and was awesome, and Kevin Durant came back and was awesome. And it's like, okay. But like, those guys are Hall of Famers, top 10, 15 players in the history of the game. It's a different deal when you're a guy that, is not some kind of high caliber Hall of Fame player.
And Kobe really wasn't the same.
No,
he was not.
Not
Durant's been.
Correct.
Yeah.
But you're still thinking it's going to take like a real ramp up.
Yeah, right.
It's
been right away.
Dude, it takes these guys. Some guys are not good until Christmas time. Every year.
Hell, our team's never good until January.
I know.
Our whole team's never good until January.
They got this average-ass record in November, average record in December, and then they start
January,
cranking.
they go like 14-2.
Up.
Yeah.
They start cranking up the second half of December.
Yeah.
Right? But, I mean, that is true of all kinds of different players, too. That it is, and that's just after an off season.
Yeah.
My guy TA would tell you.
A lot of guys played themselves into
TA
shape.
was never TA until it came December.
Yeah.
He wasn't like coming out the box, shutting down your best player and being like he's playing his way into it. And that's after, 3 months of not doing much. Now imagine a year off, not playing whatever, and it's like I had this feeling last night watching Brandon. And again, it's against Giannis, and it's against Bobby Portis, and it's against Brook Lopez, and it's against Jay Crowder. And it's like, if you want to say their guys were out, their wings and their guards were out, their big guys were there. Okay? But if you watched last night, and this is the greatest compliment I could give the guy, if you watched last night, you would have absolutely no idea that Brandon Clarke ever hurt his Achilles. That's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy to think about. If you just watched last night, and then it would be shocking to tell someone he has been out for a year after tearing his Achilles tendon. You'd be like, what?
Yeah.
He looks exactly like Brandon Clarke did before he hurt himself. Like, you wouldn't know. And that is the greatest compliment you can give a guy. And all credit to him, man, and that training staff. They got that kid ready. And now it looks like the guy that they signed up for a multi-year contract to be a part of this thing, he's going to be a part of it and going to be able to be a part of it just like you thought when you signed that deal. And they signed that deal, and then he tore his Achilles, and it's like, oh, my God, really?
Yeah.
And he's under contract for a long time if he's never the same guy. You can't get more extreme positivity than the way he has looked. So in between Jaren and Brandon, it's great. And then you've got to look at all these other guys just to see kind of what they look like. This Jordan Goodwin, I love the story because he's making the most of his opportunity. These are like, you can scan through the league and you can see like, and inevitably there's people that tune in the Grizzlies and they're like, what the hell? Who is Jordan Goodwin? But I love seeing guys like, hey, I'm getting a chance and I'm making the most of said opportunity. And a lot of these guys are getting reps that they would never otherwise get because typically you're coming in and you're playing against backups. So Goodwin comes off the bench last night. He was the best bench player. 12 rebounds is extreme.
On a two-way. So
perfect two-way player.
Perfect two-way player.
P.S. I still love Lamar Stevens.
Yeah.
I want to keep him. I do. I want to keep Lamar Stevens.
Probably get him on a small contract.
Yeah. Like guys like him, it just takes, the league can go the wrong way sometimes. But, I mean, like, I want as many guys that play that hard as I could possibly have. And a veteran guy, right? A willing role player that knows his role, that like, every night it is like that dude is shot out like a cannon. I just love players like this.
Yeah.
The guy that you cannot tell if they are down 30 or up by 10. His performance level can change, but his effort does not. This guy will play every single minute on the court, both ends. And I just value that so much. And I think that is one of those, like, rising tide lifts all boats. I think those are the kind of guys. I think those are the kind of guys you want at practice. I think those are the kind of guys you want in their locker room. Like, it matters to him every night. And this thing can beat you down. They got 20-something wins. And he's like, and by the way, he was on an awesome team.
He was in Boston, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just beat the Thunder by 30 last night.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's on an awesome team, and you hear the two superstars or huge stars that have been around this guy over the course of the last 12 months. You can find these clips of Donovan Mitchell just raving about Lamar Stevens and how much he thought of him and how much he thought he brought to their team and how much his energy, transfers over to the rest of the team and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, damn, man. And then I just saw one about a week ago, and it was Jason Tatum. Effusive in praise about Lamar Stevens was there for 2 months. Loved him.
You need
guys around like that.
Yes. That are going to be cool. That are going to be cool that if they play, cool. If they don't, they're cool.
And they can help you.
Yes.
And they care every day, and they show up to practice, and they put in the extra work, and they're great examples for young guys. And it's like, bro, I just want to keep him.
Yeah.
I want to find a way. I think he's affordable this offseason. He was trying to find a gig last year, and I'm like, another player that, now maybe somebody who's out there looking for wings and they're going to add him, but like another guy, because I heard you guys talking about this when Gary was on, where it's like that could be another one easy that is an outperform your contract guy. Because you get into a pinch and Bane has to miss 10 games, like he could play for you.
Yeah.
This dude earlier in the year, one night, guarded Zion. And then who was the next game? It was somebody crazy. It was a guard. Who did we play after the Pelicans? He guarded Zion, and then he guarded like whoever the next guy was. And I'm like, damn, bro. Like Zion was having a hell of a time with it, turning the ball over like crazy. And I'm like, hold on now. Lamar Stevens is a brick. I want to keep him.
Let me see.
I like having him.
I played Houston after that.
Şengün.
Yeah. And Milwaukee right after that, too. We won both of those games.
Yeah, dude. I love him. I want to keep him around if I can. He's one of those, like, short-term guys that I have, like, every time he comes in, I'm like, man, do something awesome.
Yeah.
He just goes.
He does.
Every time.
He does.
So
You need guys like that. Those guys stick around in the NBA.
Yes.
It's like the backup quarterback in the NFL who sticks around for, like, 15 years, and he's not really any good when he ever gets to play. It's like, why does that guy have a job? Because he's cool. He shows up.
It is so funny you say that because I was scrolling through, I think it was TikTok the other day. All right. When you think of that.
I know where you're going with this.
What?
The backup quarterback?
Yes.
Who does, like, opinionated stuff and does, like.
No, but who do you think of?
Chase Daniel.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, he does media stuff.
When did this happen?
Stuff. He's been doing it, like, for the last year. Yeah.
I was scrolling through, and he had it was a guy, and he was doing this breakdown of
Penix.
No, it was Caleb Williams.
Oh, he's got a Michael Penix one and said Michael Penix is by far one of the 3 best quarterbacks in this draft.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm like, nah, bro.
But it is funny when you think of that guy that you just described. That is Chase Daniel.
No, that's what I'm thinking of. Like, it's.
How many games did he even play in?
Yeah, who
and
knows?
he just collected checks because you know he's the coolest dude ever.
And your job is to, know the playbook. You have to know the playbook. And then you just relay stuff to the starting quarterback, and that's all it is. Like, but you show up and you keep your mouth shut. Like, there you go.
So the TikTok video that I came across.
Yeah.
And you know I'm a Drake Maye guy.
Yeah.
I love Drake Maye. But the TikTok video I came across was not about Drake Maye. This was about Caleb Williams. And he was like, the video is Chase Daniels, and he was like, I'm paraphrasing, but it's something like, you want to know why everybody thinks Caleb Williams is so special or whatever? And then he shows this play, and this dude takes the hike and steps up in the pocket, like evades like a rush, steps up. And Roser, when I tell you this dude throws it like 65 yards on, it is a piss missile. And it's like, it's Mahomesian.
No,
and I'm like, Jesus. It was this clip from some game. It was one of the clips I hadn't seen. And there is a guy running like basically a fly pattern down the side. And this damn thing lands like right over his shoulder. Like the corner is running with the receiver. And it lands like right over both of their shoulders into his hands in stride. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
All right, I'm out.
Oh,
I get it.
Oh, I 100% get it with Caleb Williams. Watch his highlight. You 100% get it with Caleb Williams.
The clip, it was Chase Daniels. And, of course, there was like, I was just having this complete sensory overload because I'm watching the clip and I'm like, oh, my God. And I'm listening to the guy talk. And then I look and I'm like, whose feed is this? I'm like, Chase Daniels?
Yeah.
What? There's another one. You know who else has amazing videos?
JT O'Sullivan.
What?
Yeah, JT O'Sullivan does like quarterback.
No, I had no idea.
He does a lot of 49ers stuff, but he does like quarterback breakdown videos too.
No.
That are really good.
My favorite breakdown ones, and this is what made me where I was like, well, hold on now. Are we sure Malik Neighbors isn't the best guy in this deal? It's Steve Smith.
Oh, okay.
Because you want to talk about opinionated. Brother.
Oh, yeah.
Brother. He doesn't hold back on anything. But Steve Smith, there's a lot of players that are very poor talent evaluators, right? Steve Smith made his bones because every draft, you're going to see this clip go around if you pay attention to draft stuff, where this is like 5 years ago, whatever, and Steve Smith is telling everybody that the best receiver in this draft is Cooper Kupp. And everybody's like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, it's ridiculous. He's got this whole thing about Cooper Kupp. And then Cooper Kupp broke every record in like NFL history, and Steve Smith's able to come back and be like, told you, nobody runs routes like this guy. Like, I mean, he just, and I think it's because he was a receiver that also, I think, he got the absolute most out of his talent. He was not the most physically gifted guy in the world. Yeah. He was the toughest. He was fast and he was strong and everything like that. But he was diminutive in size, and yet he was a number one receiver. And so he watches these guys, and so he does this whole series, and he breaks down all the receivers. Oh, yeah. So like on his, I've seen the feed. Because I scrolled through and, like, he was a little, he dinged up the other kid at LSU a little bit, Thomas.
Yeah. He loves Malik Neighbors, though.
Oh, God. Yes. Loves Harrison. Yeah.
What about Adunze?
I haven't watched all of them.
Okay.
But I know he loves Neighbors.
Yeah.
Because, I watched the whole video, and I was like, all right, I'm sold.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the other day we were watching we watched a clip of him running his 40, and it was like...
Oh, it's...
one of the things he talked about, and I can't remember if he's talking about Thomas, but like the Neighbors thing was like, he's like basically DK Metcalf, except not just straight line.
Right.
Because DK is kind of a,
straight line guy.
Yeah. This guy is like,
he can run routes. He can get in and out of breaks.
Which also makes me a little lower on Daniels. I'm sorry. Just does.
Yeah.
If you got the best left tackle and you got the two best receivers, and I know that like you probably could have done with this Burrow and dinged him up, but because Burrow, it's not like he didn't. He had Chase and Jefferson and he had
Bill Barnwell put out the thing today, and he basically said, like, if you just go through history, and he goes through like all the drafts and all the quarterbacks that have been taken going back forever ago. He's like, if you just average it out, he goes, history will tell you 2 of these quarterbacks drafted in the first round are going to be busts.
So I have always been, and and this is, again, and maybe I shouldn't, but it's not like they were bad last year, but I have been able to, like, make excuses for or give reasons why Drake Maye didn't, like, destroy the world last year at North Carolina. Whether there's a myriad of reasons, right? Yeah. Not the least of which is his team around him. His junior year, I'm never getting that out of my head.
Yeah.
I watched him and I was like, this is sure thing. You cannot be that size, that speed, have that arm. Somebody's got to F you up.
Yeah.
That's it. Because he's got a great head on his shoulders.
Yeah.
And he's Luke Maye's little brother and like the old. I'm like, I've been all in on him. I am terrified that the Commanders are going to take him at 2. Terrified. That would be the worst thing that happens to me. Truly.
Unless he's not good.
No, he's going to be good, dude. He's going to be good. And that's what I worry about. I worry about that they're going to take Caleb Williams is going to go number 1, and then those idiots are going to.
Yeah.
And here's why. I don't know. I'm not going to act like I know him personally. But Drake Maye feels exactly like the quarterback Dan Quinn is going to get on the table for. He just feels like his kind of guy. I watch his interviews and I'm like, shut up. Because I could just see Dan Quinn being like, this is the guy.
This is the guy.
Yes. I love this guy. Big, strong, tough, leader, And I don't know.
You don't want the Commanders.
No, God. I want him to go to the Patriots so bad. So badly. Just out of my life. I can root for him. It's fine. Watch him on Sunday and be happy for his success.
By the way, they may actually, because they have one of our guys now, they may actually have a competent front office in Washington now,
I
too.
know.
Yeah.
Well, they hired Bob Myers.
Adam Peters and Bob Myers, yeah.
I mean,
it was our guy. Adam Peters is who they hired, and then he hired Bob Myers because they're like that. They went to like UCLA together,
and they got Dan Quinn. It's like I don't know. Nobody has that on their draft board. Nobody has that on their draft board, and I've got this ominous feeling that yes, Caleb Williams is the sure thing at number 1, and then it's going to get to 2, and that's when friggin' Drake May gets taken by the Commanders, and I'm like, oh. I want it to be Daniels and then him to be Brittle.
Yeah.
Because he's 195 pounds.
And, dude.
The
Sonic the Hedgehog videos of him, of Daniels, have you seen these?
He takes the hardest hits.
He jumps into the line, and when they hit him, the rings fall out of him. Someone did that.
Dude, they said at the Combine he was 215, I think? That Joker drank 18 gallons of water and bulked up. You want to weigh as much as you possibly can if you're him.
Yeah.
What does he play at? Probably 195?
If that.
200?
If that.
I mean, because he bulked up since.
He's probably 175
That's hard,
pounds,
man. That is hard. Look, he is crazy talented.
Yeah,
and I'm not going to be the one to sit here and say Jayden Daniels ain't going to be any good. I don't know. But I do know he is small.
He's skinny.
It is hard.
He's tall. He's 6'3"?
It's just hard to be that. It's hard to be that size and take those hits. You think about the guys, if you're
he's 6'4".
I've told you, I've told you this a lot, Roser. He's not broad-shouldered. He's not you're around I've been around over the years several different starting quarterbacks, and I'll never forget the first time I met Manning. You're just and I'm around NBA guys all the time.
Manning's a big guy.
They are wide and broad. They are just.
They're big.
Big humans. Let me tell you, super jarring. And for many years he came on the show with us and was a friend of the show. I went to a wedding. It was the first time I ever met, even though he had been on the show for years. It was the first time I was ever around Phillip Rivers. He is a monster.
Yeah.
Probably 6'6", 250. I mean, he is huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
He's a big guy.
You stand next to that guy and you're like, God.
A lot of those
this is a friggin' quarterback? Brady, one of my buddies met Brady at this deal. And they're like, the crazy thing? And he's like, you don't realize how big that son of a bitch is. He is huge. They're big, broad guys that have to take those hits. They don't feel that way when they're out on the field with friggin' Calais Campbell and who's your guy? Your big defensive end from last year. Not Bosa, the other one. Or your tackle. What's the big guy's name? Hargraves.
Yeah.
You see a guy like that, and it's like, oh my God, you gotta
Hargraves 6'1", 300 something pounds.
You have to get hit by these guys.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough.
You better be able to take it.
Or Kinlaw. We had Kinlaw. He went to the Jets, but Kinlaw was legit. He's a 6'5", 330-pound defensive tackle.
Those.
He's just not any good.
Those monsters from Philly.
Yeah.
Jordan
Davis.
Yeah, that guy's in your division.
Jalen Carter.
That guy's in your division.
Yeah.
I mean, I guarantee you, I could hear Dan Quinn at the meeting being like, bro, we cannot have Jalen Carter hitting this 195-pound guy.
Who's the other guy? Josh Downs, I think they have. Yeah.
It's hard. You got to be there is a certain size that I think is required to be able to take the hits.
Anthony Richardson couldn't take him his rookie year.
Kyler was out for
the whole
time.
I always
Kyler
remember,
runs away from everybody to try to not take hits.
I always remembered earlier in the season when Richardson was still playing, when they played the Jags, and Trevor Lawrence said, because he talked to him after the game, and Lawrence told him, "You got a lot of young talent and a bright future, but protect yourself." Because the hits are different here than they were in college, and they add up fast. And then it was like 2 weeks later, Richardson, boom, hit again, and this time he's out for the season.
The Daniels thing, you watch the highlights, and there is one part where you're like, oh, my God, this guy is amazing.
Yeah.
And the other part where you're going, oh, my God, this guy is reckless as hell.
He's going to get killed.
I mean, bro, you don't get to run in the open field like that.
No.
No. Because there's even everybody's bigger.
And they're faster. And they're stronger.
The corners are small in college. And you watch him, and you watch him when he breaks one in the open field, and it's and he's running alongside these corners. These are full-grown-ass men in the pros that are looking to.
And these safeties in the NFL they'll pop you.
A lot of them are converted linebackers.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to find you in the open field.
Yes.
No. He never slides.
No,
He never slides. It's I would be so scared that you're just not. And now it's 17 games. It's not even 16 games
It's about
anymore.
to be 18.
It's an extra game.
And they're gonna go to 18.
And so you really got to make it 20. You got to make it 20 games. You better be built for it because you're going to get folded over a couple times. That's for sure. But anyway, I don't know how we got off on that. Oh, it was all the NFL draft stuff and the backup quarterback. That's how we got tailed off on that. But I will say, if you get a chance, try to find that Steve Smith thing because he is.
Okay. Yeah, I will. I'll go look for it. Is it on YouTube?
He's great at it.
I
think I saw it on TikTok.
I bet
one
it's
of
on
those.
YouTube.
Once you hit that. You know the way it goes, whether it's on TikTok or Instagram, whatever. Once you like something, then that algorithm's like, oh, this guy likes this. So, that can go a bunch of different ways. The best is when it's like, oh, this guy likes draft content, because then I just get all this draft content.
Right.
The worst is when it's like, oh, this guy laughed at this wildly inappropriate joke. And then
you start getting
your
super
entire
offensive
thing
comedy.
is inappropriate jokes, and you can't look at your phone anywhere because you're terrified that there's some.
And you're going to be laughing about it in public.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can't have that happen. Obviously, the Final Four is the next massive sporting event that we have, both the women's and the men's. I was thinking about this where you have two number one seeds remaining. You have UConn and Purdue, and then you've got this America's Darling with DJ Burns and the NC State team, and then you've got Alabama left. And that is, if you were just drawing it up, I mean, you've got the one crazy run team. You've got two teams that were amongst the best the entire year, and then Alabama, who's been super fun to watch. There's no way around that, right? I do think this is a particularly awesome Final Four. And even if it ends for NC State, I am excited to see the DJ Burns versus Zach Edey thing. And it has given everybody the opportunity. You know that old high school clip of Taco Fall versus the big fat kid?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's posting that and saying preview of Zach Edey versus DJ Burns.
Yeah, it's tough.
I mean, and the funny thing is when we're leading, I can't remember a Final Four that we were leading into where one of the best players on one of the Final Four teams is being talked about as an NFL prospect rather than
I know, right?
NBA prospect.
It's like NFL teams are interested in interviewing DJ Burns.
There's been more talk about DJ Burns being an NFL prospect than an NBA prospect. Here it is. Here's the
So amazing.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much. I can't wait to watch this. That's Taco versus wherever that kid is now. He's amazing.
God bless him.
Yeah, God bless him. He walked so that, he crawled so that I guess DJ Burns could walk against the big guys. But the other thing is you're starting to feel like on the real NBA prospect front that, like, this Edey thing is now, people are looking at him a lot differently because his team got to the Final Four, right? I have always been so fascinated by what the NCAA tournament can do for your NBA draft stock. And in the most crazy way, I feel like the greatest impact, by a very wide margin, is these two guys who were like right there in plain sight all year, and then you get this, you think about it this way, like they played 4 games, okay? They played 4 in this NCAA tournament against random opponents. Like, nowadays, these guys play 30, and in the case of a couple of these guys, you've got a massive sample size.
Yeah.
You knew what Donovan Clingan was. Cavoni has him like 3rd.
Yeah.
Now, Donovan Clingan, like these, like because he had these, 8, 9 block, 10 block games or whatever. It's like now, and Zach Edey had the 40 and 16 or whatever.
Now they're all of a sudden this.
I'm just fascinated by it because this can go some different ways. And you remember years ago, Mike Conley sat in this studio and he was like, I never even considered being an NBA player for what would be my sophomore year at Ohio State.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even a thing. And he's like, and frankly, what everybody knows is that if Ron Lewis would not have made that shot against, I think, Xavier, right?
I'm going back to school.
Yeah, I'm going back to school. He's not even drafted. The guy went 4th in the NBA draft, right? To the Memphis Grizzlies, no less. Still playing great for Minnesota.
And it turned out great for the Grizzlies.
And it turned out great.
It took him
years.
It took him 5-6 years.
Took him years. But the crazy thing is, it's like, because Ron Lewis made that shot, and that's why I'm like, I see this wave of Edey, and I am feeling, I know you have been higher on him than me, where I'm starting to be like, is he going to be better than I thought or whatever? But, like, let's say they would have, if Grambling would have bounced him again, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he's the best player on a team that got beat by Fairleigh Dickinson, or forget Grambling, who was the second round? Who'd they play in the second round? I can't even remember anymore.
Was it Florida Atlantic?
No, that was UConn. UConn played Northwestern.
Wait,
Florida Atlantic
you
lost.
mean this year? You mean this year?
Yeah. Florida Atlantic lost.
Yeah, no. Oh, God, who did they play?
Who was the second round?
Texas A&M played Houston. Florida Atlantic played UConn. North Carolina played Michigan State. Who did Purdue play?
Utah State.
Utah State. They beat, TCU?
They beat them by 40.
Yeah.
Okay, but, like, you, me, and, like, anybody that does not live literally within a 20-mile proximity of Utah State can name a player.
Yeah.
The next round was Gonzaga. Okay? That was who they played. So let's just say, Utah State obviously didn't have a prayer.
Right.
But let's say Gonzaga hit, 4 more threes and would have knocked them out. Then what? Then where's Edey? Like the fact, it's this weird thing where it's like, because this year nobody loves this draft, likewise, where are Dillingham and Shepherd if they don't get knocked out by Oakland? Right. I feel like this tournament is having a profound impact, maybe more than in years past, and I think it's because people weren't in love. Like that this tournament If there was ever a year to have an awesome NCAA tournament, this was the one.
So
because you could have improved your draft stock so immensely.
So that's the thing. I higher on Edey than you are. I don't love any of these guys. There's nobody I have watched play that I'm like, yep, that's like that's a hit right there. For instance, Dalton Connect. Because I can't get out of my mind in the SEC tournament or early in the NCAA tournament when they got thrown real athletes at him who really guarded him, bro, he could not get around him. He has a monster game against Purdue. Dude, go look at Purdue on the perimeter. Dude, they don't have great athleticism on the perimeter. They don't.
Right.
And so Connect was able to have a really good game. Like, I don't love, but could I see Connect as like a guy coming off your bench who's like teams aren't, he ain't on the scouting report, you know?
Well, like,
yeah,
so
he can hit shots, sure. Like,
so Gavoni's thing that came out was number 1, Zachary Riashar, who YouTube player, right?
No idea.
This is one of those. Number 2, Alex Sarr, again, a guy that you got to watch on YouTube. Now you had Donovan Clingan at 3.
KOC's came out today, too.
Yeah. Donovan Clingan at 3. He had Rob Dillingham at 4. Nikolai Topic, YouTube player, 5. Matas Buzelis, 6. Reed Shepherd to the Grizzlies at 7, which, allow me to say this. Reed Shepherd would be absolutely amazing with the Grizzlies. Him being a backup point guard and him being like a guy that can knock down. The guy shoot like 50% from 3, bro. At like a high, the guy can shoot the shit out of the ball. And it's like, you get open shots here.
Yeah.
And he has got size and he can defend. And if you just let him, like, this would be the perfect place for his development and for getting open shots. He would be like.
I love his comp from
Who is it?
KOC has, with the 8th pick, the Memphis Grizzlies selecting Reed Shepherd out of Kentucky.
Oh, wow.
His comp, shades of, you like this, Derek White. It's a good one. Like, if you told me the Grizzlies are drafting a player who ends up being like Derek White, cool. I just think
for your development, it would be amazing to be here. So I love that idea. 8 is Dalton Connect. I'm with you. I'm not. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't.
9, Cody Williams. Don't know.
Don't know.
Again, one of those guys. Colorado would, if Colorado's here today, this guy's the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yeah.
Like, if he would have been awesome.
Yeah.
I'm saying this was the tournament to have a massive impact.
You and I like the other Colorado kid, the Simpson kid.
Oh, yeah, KJ Simpson.
I liked him. He was tough as nails.
Look, I'm in love with the Alabama point guard.
Yeah.
Little dude, Sears.
Sears, yeah.
And I would also tell you that, like, you go down, but now he's got Edey at 13. Zach Edey got beat by Fairleigh Dickinson last year and went back to school.
Yeah.
Most people didn't think he was going to get drafted in the first round.
Your boy Kevin has Edey going 17th to the Miami Heat.
My prediction is that I told you yesterday about Anthony Carter, his son Devin Carter, who is playing, who played at Providence. Again, a guy that was out of sight, out of mind because his team was not involved in the NCAA tournament. I would encourage anybody, go check him out when you get a chance. Unbelievable hair, by the way. Unbelievable.
He has great hair.
Anybody can go check him out and go just type in his highlights. You mark my words, he will. I bet you whatever you want, that kid will go in the lottery. Name the bet. I promise you. He is not in the lottery in any mock I have seen. Devin Carter will go in the lottery. There is 0% chance that people are going to watch all of these guys and feel like he is not better than, he is the overthinking player The player that gets where people look and they go, yeah, well, we kind of know what he is and what he's going to be in the NBA, but like he has proven he is awesome.
Yeah.
He has proven that. The guy blocks shots. The guy gets steals. The guy hits threes at a good clip. The guy rebounds like crazy. He's third in the Big East in rebounding, and he led the damn Big East in scoring. What do you want in the NBA? Like, I promise you. People are going to look and they're going to go, all right, like this guy is just better than the other players. He's just better. He is a better basketball. He is a better basketball player. There's no way he is beyond the 14th best basketball player.
I'm not saying he's going to be this player, but I will compare it to. So you're saying he's going to get in these workouts and it's going to show, and they're going to be like, okay, similar to Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell got into workouts, and these teams are like, hold up here, where is this kid on mock drafts? They're like, whoa.
Well, and this is all
he ends up going in the lottery.
This is all you need to know. The only player that is 22 or older that is ahead of him is Connect, who played in the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
That's why Connect is where he is.
Yeah.
On these things. So it is the ageist thing.
Look.
Everybody else is 19, everybody else whatever, and this kid is 22.
And once you get into workouts,
he's 22 years old.
You find out.
He's 22, and so people are going to go, yeah, he's 22. What's this 19-year-old going to look like in 3 years, whatever, which can work out. That can. It can. GG Jackson, I submit to you. What will GG Jackson look like when he's 22?
Right.
It has a chance to be
crazy.
Crazy. Because he's already. By the way, he was awesome last night, too.
He had like 15 and 12. He owns the Bucks and kicked their ass both times.
You figure they'd pay him more attention, right? Given what he had done. But, like, yeah, there's always these guys that. So he's a little bit older than his peers. Guess what else he is? He's also better than them. And I do this every year, and I tell you, what's the answer on this? And this was the Bain corollary. It's like, yeah, but he's 22. It's like, okay, well, A, it's not exactly a senior citizen, number one. Number two, that guy that you think who has not proven to be awesome, and you're like, yeah, but what is he going to look like when he's 22? There's probably a pretty high percentage chance he's not going to be as good as Desmond Bain.
Yeah.
There probably is. And what happens is, and this fair is fair, sometimes you take Tony Roten, and sometimes you take GG Jackson.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay,
you're
right.
There is a perfect kid in this draft for that. I am dead serious.
19?
There's a perfect
Who
kid.
has not shown it?
And we saw him here in Memphis. And when I watched him early, I was like, who is this kid? I had no idea who this kid was. It turns out he is a 6'5" with a 6'10" wingspan freshman from Baylor, Jacoby Walter.
Oh, yeah.
And the kid, they say his competitiveness is crazy.
Yeah.
Like he's fiery, but it is, who knows how that could go? You don't know how that could go. But like when I saw him in both of those games, I'm like, just how he moves, it's like, yeah, okay. Like that kid looks like he moves like an NBA player, but again, it doesn't mean you're going to be awesome. He's young. He's crazy young. And some of those guys, the situation and fit, it matters so much, and who your veterans are too.
Oh, and I had one at the
like if that kid goes to Washington, like he's screwed. You know? Like you're screwed. Like you got no chance, you know?
I had one that was crazy too, as I scroll down like Gavoni's list. That sometimes you can just happen to be flipping around and then you catch that guy's literally the best he's ever looked ever. And it happened to me because I scroll down this list and I get down to like towards the bottom of the first round in these mocks, in like that one on ESPN, And I'm like, what the hell? I was like, why is he at the bottom? Because I watched on a random Sunday, the Big Ten tournament was on. Maybe Saturday, but it was a weekend. The Big Ten tournament was on, and I watched Indiana, Michigan State, and the center for Indiana was unbelievable.
Who is he?
Khalil Ware.
Oh.
And it turned out I literally did probably see his greatest
the best game he's ever played.
He had 28 and 12, and I'm like, holy crap. I mean, 7 foot, he's doing everything. And I'm like, what? Where is this guy on mock drafts? And I go and look, and nobody loves him. I did see and he's not like he's playing Sisters of the Poor. He's playing Michigan State. And they won the game. He was 13 for 18 from the field.
I mean, dude, he's got good numbers. So,
Khalil Ware.
Yeah,
I'm like, why is he not high on these mock drafts? This guy's freakish.
How did he?
I don't know, dude. I think they say he's not competitive or something. Again, I probably just saw his best game ever. But his best game ever was unbelievable. I'm like, yo, give me this dude.
What happened? Hang on.
I don't know.
No. What happened with this kid? Because, 7 foot, 242. He went to Oregon. 22-23 was at Oregon. And then transferred to Indiana.
Okay.
McDonald's All-American, Jordan Brand Classic, Nike Hoop Summit, all that. Bro, he is from Little Rock.
Yeah.
How does he not end up in Arkansas? Musselman's gets everybody.
I don't know.
How did he not? He's from Sherwood, Arkansas. Played at North Little Rock High School.
Consensus 5-star recruit.
Yes, across the board.
Committed to playing at Oregon over offers from Arkansas, Auburn, Baylor, Illinois, Kansas, Memphis, Texas A&M, Texas Tech. Was also offered a 2-year, $900,000 contract from Overtime Elite. But he declined the offer and maintained his commitment to Oregon.
Crazy.
What was Oregon giving him?
It's Nike money. So
God. Yeah, McDonald's All-American, Hoop Summit, Jordan Brand, 5-star. I guess they just say his motor or whatever. I don't know. I just saw maybe I saw the right game, but dude, the right game. Here's the highlights from this Michigan State game. Watch this dude. This guy is, I was like,
okay.
He's 7 foot tall.
So what you're telling me, if they say his motor's not good, what you're telling me is I'm going to be calling this guy's games in the G League probably.
I don't know, man. You know.
This is pretty crazy.
Some of the,
he's young, man. He's young.
You know what it kind of reminds me of, too? Jesus.
Somebody gets you, it takes time.
You know, there's some of these guys that are like that can get the bad rap for whatever reason, right? Doesn't really love the game or whatever. And then they're DeAndre Jordan. And then they're Robert Williams.
Yeah.
And it does happen to these 7-footers, right? It does. It happens to these big guys where it's like, do they really love it? Do they really work? No. And they're probably never going to because they're 7 foot tall, and that's the reason they play basketball. Jacob Gilyard is first to show up and last to leave because he's 5'8". The 7-foot guy. But on the other hand, you can catch the Beats and the Mo Bambas and the guys that just don't, and it kills them. They don't work, and they are playing basketball just because they're tall.
All right, and
they don't love it.
I am so glad.
But you know what? You know what I'm saying? This DeAndre Jordan is he's a McDonald's All-American type guy, like a massive high school recruit. Robert Williams, like those guys that are like those big guys that I'm talking about that all had these kind of raps. They all do. Like the super talented guy that was always awesome in high school and then went to college. And this guy actually had a better year than those guys. They had one freshman year. Were they both A&M?
Robert Williams and
DeAndre?
Yeah, they both went to A&M.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
This guy went to Indiana.
So
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. In the words of Josh Hart, when he was asked about the injuries and he said he was going to be optimistic, he said, but understand, I don't know shit from shit.
Yeah.
There you go. That's me. I don't know shit from shit, but I watched this guy play against Penn State or against Michigan State.
You see the talent. Like, that's... The guy's hitting fadeaway jumpers like, as a 7 foot tall guy.
I brought it up to Kevin because I'm like, everybody tells me this draft sucks. So I'm like, what's going on with this guy from Indiana?
And he's like,
why does nobody like him?
He's like, he doesn't play hard.
I don't know.
I'm so glad you brought up Jacob Gilyard because I meant to say this. 2 nights ago, he's on a two-way with Brooklyn now. 2 nights ago, the Long Island Nets were in the playoffs at the Capital City Go-Go. Jacob Gilyard hit a buzzer-beating, game-winning shot, had 32 points and 10 assists, played 47 minutes, and got the win for Long Island.
32 and 10?
Had 32 and 10, yeah, and 6 steals.
Shout out to Jacob Gilyard.
So happy. I saw it all over I get algorithm, I get G League stuff. Yeah, so shout out to Jacob Gilyard.
So it sounds like regarding what we were talking about with the draft, it sounds like Edey and Klingon are the ones that have benefited the most.
Connect, too, apparently.
And Connect. Yeah, apparently. But again, let either of them go throw up a clunker, and we'll see. One clunker, people started getting down on Filipowski.
Look, I could be wrong. I watch Klingon. This is what I'm saying. Like, I don't love any of these guys. Like, I'm like, whatever. He looks kind of slow to me. When I think of, okay, these are going to be NBA guys running at you, like...
I do not. I do not think that.
Maybe he's not.
You love Hartenstein. He's faster than Hartenstein.
Yeah.
He's better than Isaiah Hartenstein, and you love him. The Klingon kid is good, dude. And he guards guards. He, is a big that gets away from the basket. He doesn't just have to be drop coverage guy. He's good. Klingon's
I don't know.
good.
I don't like.
How can you watch anybody on UConn and not like them? What's wrong with you?
They do run like it's insanity.
What don't you like? They beat the shit out of everybody.
They kill everybody. Can we just draft the whole team? What if their starting 5 goes 1 through 5 in the draft?
I get it, but I mean, Roser, forgive me. I don't know how you're sitting there watching UConn and be like, I don't really like that guy.
It's not that I don't like him. I just don't like.
Do you not like him when they're up 30-0?
I mean, it's all relative. Where would
I think that guy's
I'm
good.
not against the Grizzlies drafting him. I'm not. I don't care. But
I think they're gonna find a vet center.
That was my point. I tweeted that out. And that's my point. It's I don't care if they draft him, but I don't want to start him next year. I ain't trying to start a rookie center.
I think that's fair.
And I got responses saying, well, yeah, but the teams we're going to be competing with, the Spurs and the Thunder, got their big men of the future. And I'm like, trust me, Donovan Klingon may be good. He is not going to be Wemby, and he's not Chet Holmgren.
I think
he may be good.
We might already know who they're getting if
he's Chris Kaman, that's awesome.
If the Ja likes mean anything, then we're getting Nick Claxton anyway.
Yeah, I can do without that.
You don't like Nick Claxton? Oh, I think that's the kind of guy that would fit.
So, no. That's fine.
Got rebounds and finishes.
This is all I'm saying. When you're going to pay Dez what you're paying Dez, you pay Ja what you pay Ja. In 2 years, Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to get the largest contract in franchise history. As long as he stays healthy, he's going to get the biggest contract in franchise history. So the next guy that you really, really pay that big money to, you better be sure that that's the 4th guy to go with them.
Yeah, and Claxton's he's the Gafford role. He is.
Yeah, Daniel Gafford ain't going to, Daniel Gafford, how much money does McGafford make? Gafford ain't got, what does Claxton wants? A massive deal.
No, I know.
That's part of it. I'm like, so that's what I'm saying. If you're going to pay him that, then you better be certain. They were, all the reports
What if you could get him on a good deal, though?
Get him on a good deal, yeah. But that's why all the reports were, Woj telling you Salt Lake, man, he tried, Zach tried, with Mikal Bridges, they seem pretty, from everything we've heard, they were sure that's the 4th guy. And then the deal wasn't able to happen. But
did you think 2 years, $25 million for Steven Adams was too much? That's what you had on the Bucks.
No.
Okay.
But Claxton's going to be looking at
20
to $25 million a year.
Probably more.
Yeah.
You're probably right. You probably want more of the Gafford level.
Yeah.
Or
what does Mitchell Robinson make?
Or you might could draft. I mean, that's what they do with Lively.
But
it was a ready-made team, and I know.
They had to go get Gafford.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As good as Lively's been a good rookie, but like you still went and got Gafford because you're like, yeah, we can't roll in the playoffs with just this.
Makes sense. You want to bring Valanciunas back? I'm kidding. You're going to get a high flyer.
Yeah,
you're going to get somebody that can finish above the rim. All right, let's take a quick break, and we'll knock out some fill in the blanks on the other side. Chris Vernon Show.
We know there's only one team you want to watch, and Bally Sports is the place to get your Grizzlies. Experience the comebacks, the buzzer beaters, the can't-miss Memphis-made moments live. Bally Sports keeps the grind going before and after the game, too, with Pete, Brevin, Fish, and Chris on Grizzlies Live. Watch Grizzlies basketball all season long with Bally Sports and streaming on the Bally Sports app. Bally Sports, home of the only team you want to watch.
Let's talk about some of the guys who get dunked on the most.
Mel Turpin. There's a great clip on YouTube, kids. Go look this up, where Michael Jordan gets the ball in the post, spins around John Stockton and dunks. As he runs down the court, a fan in Utah says, hey, pick on someone your own size. The next time down, Michael Jordan comes down, 7-foot-tall Mel Turpin's under the basket, and Jordan just hammers on him. And as he runs down the court, he turns to the fan and says, was he big enough?
IMHO with Lang Whitaker and me, Kelsey Wright Johnson, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Justin Timberlake. The Forget Tomorrow World Tour. Live in Memphis. Justin Timberlake. FedEx Forum, Saturday, November 23rd. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The brand new single Selfish is available to stream and download now. For more, hit up justintimberlake.com.
We were without internet from 11 in the morning until what ended up being around 8 o'clock at night. I'd be the first to go in an apocalypse. I just would not even know what to do. Chris is over here like, who needs internet anyway? Let's just be one with the land. And I'm like frantic. I'm like, I can't do anything.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Now for a limited time, the new $1.99 crispy tender wraps are here at Sonic. Who could deny a crispy chicken tender with bold flavors like hickory barbecue and cheesy Baja? And we can't forget the crisp lettuce and melty cheese to make the perfect bite. Wrap yourself up with some TLC, tender, love, and chicken for only $1.99. Sonic $1.99 crispy tender wraps. Tax not included, limited time only at participating Sonic drive-ins.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Looking for a full court dining experience? Dribble over to Southland Casino Hotel, your ultimate gaming oasis in West Memphis. As a proud sponsor of the Memphis Grizzlies, we're inviting you to savor the flavors at our 8 incredible dining venues. Ignite Steakhouse is where culinary excellence gets grilled. Indulge in charcoal grilled steaks and farm-to-table favorites, perfectly paired with wine or handcrafted cocktails. Enjoy an all-access buffet experience at the kitchens, or revel in comfort food and Southern classics at the Fry House. If casual is more your thing, sample the innovative fare at Seasons Cafe, while Chairman's Bar and Charred Oak Bourbon Bar serve up cocktails and live concerts every week. For those on the go, The Grind is your one-stop coffee shop with gourmet brews and grab-and-go goodies. And of course, we can't forget the Sports Bar and Grill, where you can catch all the Grizzlies action with the best pub fare in town. At Southland Casino Hotel, we've got the perfect dining experience for you, so come on down and ignite your taste buds today.
Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Welcome back to the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Presented by Caesars Sportsbook. Now, back to your host, Chris Vernon.
Microphone 1 2 1 2. Pack the whole place out. Watch what I do.
All right, we're back. Chris Vernon Show. Show's always brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook. You can go to your app store. You can type in Caesars Sportsbook and you can download it for free. You can use it legally in the state of Tennessee. New users get up to $1,000 back as a bonus bet if you lose your first wager by using the code GCM1000. GCM1000. Caesars Sportsbook. All right, let's play fill in the blank.
It's time for fill in the blank. Answers you can take to the bank. It's time for fill in the blank. Answers you can take to the bank.
It's fill in the blank. All right. All right, here we go. We're coming down here to the very home stretch of the NBA season. There's like 5 games left for a lot of these teams. The matchup that could happen that you most wish will happen is
fill in the blank. For the first round?
Yes.
You took my first fill in the blank.
Perfect. Then I'll answer it.
Yeah. You get to answer it too. Lakers Nuggets. I mean, like, it's just kind of want to see the Lakers get their ass kicked.
I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna say Boston Philly, because if I say Boston Philly, then not only do I get the Philly and Embiid and that crew versus Boston, and so you've got an amazing first round series. It also then would inevitably give us Miami versus Milwaukee.
Yeah.
You would get both.
Yeah, it could. Miami's currently in 6 today.
I got you.
So,
well,
that would suck for Cleveland. Come on, man. Donovan Mitchell can't make a shot anymore. Like,
you want to just drop down.
Yeah.
Seriously, Cleveland and Orlando need to play each other so that one of them can get a first round. You know what I mean? They need to make a blood oath.
Let the Knicks and the Heat play in the first round. Just get that war out of the way. Game's going to be 75-72.
And we got the whole, Van Gundy holding on to his ankle.
Yeah, we get Miami-New York rivalry renewed.
Yes. And plus, then Cleveland or Orlando, one of them gets to feel good.
Right.
It's like, hey, we made it to the East semis.
Yeah. I'm with Philadelphia. Philly-Boston is interesting because it's very – because Philly's not – if Embiid is right, Maxi's back, like that's not an 8 seed. Like they would not have been an 8 seed if they didn't lose Joel Embiid for like 2.5 months. No. Like they're not an 8 seed.
That's true. All right. The best outcome for WrestleMania is –
fill in the blank, sucker.
It's this weekend.
Roman Reigns keeps the belt.
Oh, you want him to keep it?
Yeah, Roman Reigns keeps the belt. I don't care about Cody's story. Screw your story. Your story sucks. Rock, take that belt, and give it to Mama Rhodes after you whooper boy.
What if The Rock turned on Roman?
No. Because so that would then have to set up WrestleMania next year, and I don't know if that's going to happen because I think The Rock's got a couple of movies scheduled to shoot in the next year. So I don't know if there's the time for it.
Let me tell you something about how this whole Rock thing has played out too. So I bought. It's been the best thing that's ever happened to wrestling. Let's just say that it has. So the wrestling is now bigger right now than it has been in.
Since the Attitude Era.
Forever.
Since the Attitude Era, yeah.
I bought the most unbelievable thing I went to Disney World
on
Sunday We had Mark and Tony in on Tuesday, so I didn't talk about it much. But I went to the Magic Kingdom on Sunday, and I bought off of Amazon a WWE Championship belts fanny pack.
You bought one?
Oh, yeah.
I had it sent to me.
You did?
No, the link to buy them, and I didn't do it. But yeah,
the phone, all my stuff, right there in my fanny pack. And so I walked around all day with that damn thing on. It was amazing.
Your fanny pack at Disney?
The whole day. What do you think people said to me the most? Including the guy right when I'm scanning our tickets to get into Disney World, and no less than 5 people throughout the day saw me like in line at a ride, and what people said to me. Because I see the belt. They didn't say, hello, champ. But they did. If they commented on wrestling,
they'd say something about The Rock.
They all said the same thing. All of them.
Final boss.
Oh, look who it is!
Oh my gosh, he's here.
Little late. Devin Walker's here.
In the Brett Favre sweatshirt.
Out of breath. He made it back. Here, you can answer this question in a minute, but I will say, so the question is about WrestleMania. But, look, everywhere I went at the Magic Kingdom, 5 different people that saw me with the WWE fanny pack on.
You had the fanny pack on?
Oh, yeah, the belt. I wore it the whole day at Disney World. Every single person said the same thing. You're not a Cody crybaby, are you?
Yeah.
All of them.
Did you tell them?
If anybody saw me and saw the belt, they asked me if I was a Cody crybaby.
Yeah. Did you tell them?
And I'm like, that's crazy.
No. You should have told them this. Should have did the Rock thing. You should have told them.
They asked me if I was a Cody crybaby.
Yeah, bro. We don't mess with Cody crybabies, bro.
Yeah.
We don't mess with them.
All right, the best possible outcome for WrestleMania. That was the question. Roser says Roman keeping it.
Yeah.
You think so?
I think so.
It's a screw Cody story. I don't care about
What about The Rock turning on him?
So, I got a feeling that might happen too.
I think so too.
Because if you notice, like the small little stuff that's happening, like
I don't think The Rock is going to be comfortable being
number 2,
calling him tribal chief.
No,
he told him acknowledge me.
And look, you know when they did the ones up, you know what The Rock did? He did this. He never put the one up.
Oh.
He did this. He never put the one up.
It was a sign.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to acknowledge his tribal chief.
He does not. I think it's going to be I know you said like you don't think Rock will be around for a year. I think they're going to set up for like at least SummerSlam. Rock versus Roman.
And do the Usos get involved in this as well?
So I think Saturday, the Bloodline wins. He's going to beat the shit out of Cody again.
So The Rock ain't coming back to lose in the match that he's in. He's not coming back to lose.
It's going to put all the odds set up all the odds for Cody.
Where is SummerSlam?
He's fighting the Bloodline rules, everything. Either John Cena comes out and helps him.
Oh, Cena!
Or Stone Cold comes out and helps him. Or, y'all forgot about this part, the Zesty Taker hasn't cashed in his Money in the Bank.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, there's so many like little...
This is the best.
There's so much going on. I love it.
It's the absolute best.
When it's unpredictable, it's the best.
Yes. This is the best.
Do you know where SummerSlam is this year?
Nashville?
Cleveland.
Oh, wow.
It's the week after the sports convention.
Oh, really?
It's the week. I was like looking when I saw the date. I'm like, oh my God, is it the same weekend?
Well, they can't. That convention center is going to be used for WWE.
Right. Yeah. It will be.
Amazing.
Oh, my
so many
God.
virgins.
Just friggin' nerd fest
It's
for
just
a
back
month.
to back.
Cleveland
Yes.
is the spot.
Cleveland is the
be
spot.
dry.
You don't
It's gonna
want
be
to
dry
get
as
laid.
hell.
Head to Cleveland.
Head to Cleveland.
It's going to be dry as hell for a month.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look. Let me tell you what's going to be going on in Cleveland. Severe BO. For 2 straight weeks. It's just going to reek.
Yeah.
Because we go to the National Sports Collectors Convention, and it is BO
Dude, you
fest.
stand next to some of these dudes, and it's like, my God, take a shower,
take
dude.
a shower.
Dude got like the pit stains and
Dude.
shit.
Oh, man.
And
man.
let's just say, there's no fitness model.
No.
Y'all are the
They're
best looking dudes in there.
And they lean down, and they're selling crack. Like, you see, like, it's like, come on, man.
Oh, damn. But no, dude, WrestleMania, like, it's going to be, It's gonna be electric. I cannot wait. Like The Rock's in it. Logan Paul, my girl Rhea,
Becky,
Bianca. Yeah, she gonna get her ass kicked.
The man?
Pack her up, bro. Rhea's a megastar.
I agree.
Like, she is a megastar.
I like her old hair better.
Who, Rhea?
Yeah, I don't like her growing out the
You don't
hair.
like that?
I
Where's
like
Charlotte?
I just like the goth short hair. I think I don't want her looking girly. I like her looking like she's a menace.
Yeah, Rhea.
You know what I mean? I do.
Rhea.
So why she got that? She got like a bob, and I think she got
Yeah.
plastic surgery. She looked different last time.
Rhea is the new.
She is.
I like
Rhea's
the
the new
broad
Charlotte.
shoulder, yeah,
like she's the
You
new
know who
Charlotte.
loves her?
Who?
Bennett Doyle.
Rhea Ripley.
Bennett Doyle loves Rhea
Oh
Ripley.
yeah,
Oh,
he
of
loves
course he
goth
does.
chicks.
I said
Yeah.
every time a Rhea Ripley like meme comes, I send it to him. He's
He
like,
wants
oh,
to.
yeah.
He wants to take her to a metal show at Growlers.
100%.
Yes, and hang out with her.
Yes.
But I hate that we're going. So Saturday we're going to be Marc Gasol thing. So I'll be.
That's right.
We're going to miss night one,
We are gonna miss night one.
but night
Yeah.
two.
We'll have it pulled up on an iPad. Make
Which
no
match are
mistake.
you most looking forward to?
Yeah, between me, you, and
Oh,
Bennett.
fine. Look,
The main event?
It's all the main event to me.
They
Yes.
said Lil Wayne's going to be there.
Oh, everybody will be there.
Meek Mill's going to be there.
Yeah, dude. What's
The
up?
Kelsey
with-
brothers going to probably be a part of it.
Oh God.
It's going to be the best. It
I
could
hope
be the
he's wearing a
best
Super Bowl
Mania.
ring. All right. Last thing. When you think about Marc Gasol, you think about
Ooh.
Fill in the blank, sucker.
That's a good one.
because it's a big event this weekend.
When I think about
Competitiveness.
passing,
Yeah, I think passion's a good one too.
He
no,
said passing.
passing.
Oh.
Passing. I think the first thing to come, like, the first ever quote I really remember about him was after when we beat the Heatles the first year they were together, and Eric Spoelstra got in his post-game press conference, and he was specifically asked about Gasol, and he said, "This guy is Sabonis." Talking about Arvidas. He said, "This guy, we have not seen a big man that passes and moves like since Sabonis that does this." And so I always think about that.
All right, knock yours out.
Gasol was such a great passer. Oh, your favorite song so far of 2024 is
Fill in the blank, sucker.
that's come out in 2024. It hadn't
I
come
hate
out
to admit
year.
this in front of everybody, but bro, I listened to it at least 20 times this weekend.
The new Camila Cabello and Playboy Cardi
Hell
Junt.
no, bro. And I hate to admit she got another banger though. Get it sexy, get it sexy.
Oh no!
Get it
not
sexy,
red.
Get it sexy.
Not my booty hole brown.
Yeah, bro, that
No.
sexy
The
record.
girl that Drake's being paid to promote.
Don't listen to Joe Budden. Joe Budden, fake news. Bro, that Get It Sexy song is my favorite song right now.
I've never heard it.
You never heard it?
I will avoid sexy.
Mine
at all
is
costs.
Love that song.
mine is Yes by Killer Mike. That is the one I've listened to the most.
Came out this year.
Yeah, it's on that album that won the Grammy.
That came out last year.
No, it didn't.
Yes, the Killer Mike. That's how it won a Grammy in February, right? Because it came out last year.
When did the Killer Mike album
I
come
think
out?
it came out last year.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Let me see. I
Tell
got,
me,
I got
Al.
my Spotify right now. Hold on.
Killer Mike.
Killer
When did it come
Mike.
out?
2023.
It came out 2023. Yo, Michael.
How about Broad Day, Offset and Future?
There you go.
When that come out?
Broad. Let's see. You might be right on that one. Broad Day.
Oh.
Yeah, that's on that album. Yeah, Offset's album from this year, so it should be good.
Yeah, there you go.
Nah, bro, that Get It Sexy song is a banger, bro.
Yeah, I like Broad Day. I also like that first song on the Travis Scott album.
No, actually, that song's
Hyena?
2023 too, bro. You
Yeah, I like Hyena.
That's from last year too.
It is?
Yeah, Utopia came out last year.
Whatever. All right, then fine. I like the
come
beautiful big titty women. Just above this guy, you know.
Oh, good one.
I like that song. I like that. I like.
It's the Kendrick and Metro and Future song. It's the number one song in the world
I
right
like
now.
Back to Me.
Yeah.
By Kanye West and Freddie Gibbs.
And Ty Dolla.
Yeah.
songs.
Yeah, I like
Dollar
that.
You know what's
Sign.
funny, bro? Every arena that we've been to in the last 2 weeks have had that song play in it.
Really?
No,
Carnival? What?
like that.
Oh, like that.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, the first song every
Yeah.
team plays is that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
banger.
that song.
All right.
We played it at the at our final hustle game, and I was like, the song just came out like 2 days
Are you only
ago.
giving us one?
I mean, I've got another. You want to give me your idea for college football because they're
Oh,
proposing.
shut up.
They're proposing
Boo.
like an
Turn it.
80
Play the
team
music.
Hey, by the way, I went to my first Brewers opening day. and they do it different. I'll just tell you that.
Who was pitching? Giovanni Gallardo?
Bro, it was insanity.
You love it.
It was it's nothing I've ever seen.
Fun?
Before. Yes, but nothing I've ever seen before.
What about Benny Brewer?
Oh, they had the lamest mascot ever.
Oh, they did it.
No!
Bro, he doesn't do shit.
No, wait, they hit
He just sits there.
No, but if they hit a bomb,
He slides down.
it's
but
amazing.
they hit one home run, bro.
Wait,
you
Dev,
don't
you
do
were-
anything.
No, Dev, you were there for
Lazy-ass mascot.
But Dev, they honored Bob Uecker.
They did honor Bob Uecker.
He's a legend.
They also
Dude, he's like 90-something.
Yeah, he's still calling games like it's 50-something
But
season.
They didn't have you would think opening day have a cool giveaway. They didn't have anything. But as far as the energy, bro, it was 40,000 drunk people. It was ridiculous.
Was Giovanni Gallardo pitching?
I don't know who the hell.
You
that
like
is.
Milwaukee?
Milwaukee's cool.
Yeah.
Milwaukee's cool. I did. Uber drivers were telling me about there's some situations going on in Milwaukee right now. Some situations.
Uh-oh.
I didn't bring it up. They just brought it up to me, I guess, because I'm a black dude in the Uber car. They were like, man, Milwaukee's really segregated right now. I was like, what?
You're like, I just
want to get some.
Just take me to my hotel, or take me to get some food or something.
Why are you saying this to me?
You should have said, "Take me to the brothers."
I was like, all right, bro. I was like,
are we okay?
I was like, are you good? Dude, at least 3 guys said that in the Ubers. Just a casual conversation. Man, Milwaukee's really going through it right now. You got to ask, why? Man, it's really segregated right now. He's like, usually when people get in my Uber, I know where they're going. I was like, what? I was like, well, I don't know.
What the hell?
I don't know what to tell you, my guy.
Is that where you got that Favre
Maybe
sweatshirt?
that's why Damian Lillard stays inside.
That's why he stays it. That's why he hates it. Cause bro, I was thinking about that. I was like, that's probably why Dame says he hates it. If you just look around, it's just yo, there's nothing for me to do here, except go to Brewers games.
How many black people you see at the Brewers game?
I counted.
I knew you would.
You know I would.
really?
I counted how many black people total I saw.
Not including players.
I say 9 at the Brewers.
You don't think you got to double digits?
No, I saw 9 black dudes at the Brewers game, and every one of us made eye contact. We did that.
Yeah, we're at a baseball game.
No, they're like, yo, we gotta make sure, bro. It was at least, I'm telling you, bro.
You were outnumbered.
I was by at least 39,000 people. It was tough. It was tough. Shout out to the Brewers, though, man.
They're not a very diverse crowd.
No, we're not hanging out.
The Brewers.
Brothers ain't hanging out at Brewers games. They're trying to watch Christian Yelich.
Oh, we're a long way since Cecil Fielder or Prince Fielder.
Prince Fielder. But no, bro, after the game, it took us 2.5 hours to get to the hotel.
Oh, no.
Because, everybody's drunk.
Yeah.
So what they do is they have shuttles. Just imagine, Grizzlies game, they take shuttles, from Midtown to come all downtown. Every bar in Milwaukee has a shuttle that goes to the Brewers game.
Wow.
Every bar. So they're all just drunk people.
And everybody just piling into shuttles and getting. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, at least that's safer than them all getting in cars.
Yeah.
That's true. Go
all
Brewers.
Right. It's going to do it for today's show. Thanks to John Rosen. Thanks to Devin Walker. Thanks to Jaylen back in the studio. We'll be back tomorrow. Until then, we gone.